We sure could use a bit more rain. The skies look promising. It's coming down heavy now. So we collected over 1,500 gallons of water. That's impressive, right? Or is it? Well, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm a little disappointed. A ruckus storm was supposed to come through here. We were supposed to be getting quite a bit of rain. I was expecting 1.5 to 3 inches, and so far, we have fallen far short of that. We got 0.3 inches the other day, and that has been it so far. Now, the skies look promising. It looks like it's gonna rain, but technically, on the forecast, it was supposed to be raining right now, and it's not. But we'll see. It's supposed to rain today. We're supposed to get some rainfall. Hopefully it's decent. I don't know. But man, we sure could use a bit more rain. I was hoping for another 1 to 2 inches. You know, there's still a little bit of time in July, but a little time in August, so hopefully we'll see some rain. So surprise, surprise, we are actually getting a light misting right now. But even with this light mist, we're still collecting water. It's amazing to see. Probably not even registering in our rain gauges, but it's something, and every little bit helps. Uh-oh, maybe I spoke too soon. It's starting to come down a little heavier. Come on, folks, cross your fingers. Let's hope we get some decent rain, get some decent water. Oh, we need it. I'm starting to actually get a little soaked out here, so I'm getting in under the roof. I'm getting excited, y'all. I'm getting excited. This could end up being a decent rain after all. Let's just hope it keeps going. The water is really starting to come down out of these downspouts, and I am ecstatic. I don't even care if this sets us back a little bit on the build. We absolutely need this. Such a huge relief. It's coming down heavy now. This is amazing. Hopefully we'll get the water we need. This is definitely a blessing. Oh man, you guys gotta check this out, y'all. Jess, you excited about the rain? This is incredible. We needed it. We absolutely needed it. What do you think, Jess? We're gonna fill up those poly tanks? Hell yeah! I'm getting soaked! We're gonna get that water, y'all, one way or another. Let's see how much of this 55-gallon barrel we can fill up. Now I'm soaked. So I just placed that 55-gallon barrel over by the mini roof. I figure we got some of these buckets overflowing. Why not empty these buckets into that barrel? And then, you know, for sure, and then fill up the buckets again. Just get as much of this water as we can while we can. Got another bucket. Gonna get that water by any means necessary. Those cement mixing trays are tough to carry around when they're full of water. Probably not meant for that, but it's crazy. Just with some few trays laying out and some buckets and this tiny roof, this thing is pretty much almost full. That's an extra 55 gallons of water we can use around here. It doesn't have a lid or anything like that, so like if we're gonna keep it more than a couple of days, we're probably gonna wanna put some kind of screen over it so we don't get any mosquitoes. It's been raining for a while, so I'm gonna go check and see what's actually in the poly tanks with almost an inch of rain. Woohoo! Oh my gosh, this is awesome! We are probably over 2,000 gallons inside there. That means we're at 4,000 gallons in between both of those. And it's probably only, man, maybe a couple inches from that inlet pipe. So we could actually start seeing some overflow pretty soon. But the poly tanks are pretty much full. So of course this is heartbreaking. Again, I should have listened to Jess. I should have got these boards down right away. One of the big reasons why a lot of some of this cob is coming off is because, you know, rain's collecting on these boards and then funneling right down onto the wall. And this is a thinner section, so that cob is almost coming right off. And I think only having the tarps up there is just making things worse. So water's hitting the tarps, then hitting the board, and then funneling right down onto the bags, washing all the cob off. So right away I'm going to take these boards off real quick just in case we get more rain later today or maybe even tonight, and so it doesn't make this problem worse. Yep, see, one of the boards messed up the cob. And then again right over here. So yeah, I got to get these boards off the wall while we might still have a chance of rain. And we're not using them right now anyway, so they're not necessary. All right, so I'm finally gonna remove these boards. Maybe I can get these walls cobbed up before Jess finds out. I'm just gonna see if I can stick this back on there. Who knows, maybe it'll work. I've been drizzling a little bit, so maybe that's even moistened up the cob that fell off a bit, and then maybe I can just mash it up and stick it back up there. I don't know, we're about to find out. This might just be the easiest fix I've ever done. This is awesome. And Jess might never know. Kind of cool part is that since the rest of this cob is wet, it's easier to kind of mash everything together. Well, I think this turned out pretty good. Maybe even slightly better than it was, because I was able to kind of get out some of those cracks that were in this layer and just kind of smooth it out a little. I mean, there's still some issues here, and it won't be any better until we finalize it, but you know, we're gonna have to go over this whole thing anyway with another layer, and we'll just get off some of those crevices where water can just kind of build up and run down and stuff like that. But it's looking pretty good, and a quick fix. Of course, we don't want to have to do this every time it rains, and you know, we won't. A lot of people have made suggestions. You know, there's a lot of different ways you can do this, but we have our own plan. We have our own style we want to bring to this, so we want to really reduce our cement usage. So, you know, if we have to, we have to, but if we can try something else that might work just as well or maybe even better, why not, right? Okay, I'm going to hit up this next one. The other one was the worst one. This is the next worst one. Take care of this real quick. But I'm losing light quick. Just get this patched up. If it's anything like the last one, it just took a few minutes. This stuff is fantastic to work with. This stuff is especially moist. Just a little bit on the other side, and Jess will never know what went on here. All right, last little bit left, I'm glad this stuff is still wet. All right, it's getting late now. Hopefully, I mean, this stuff is still wet, so if it does come down pretty good tonight, you know, this stuff's still kind of wet, so I don't know if it'll peel off again, hopefully not. But if it does, you know, just slap it back on again. It takes a couple minutes. We'll be going over this whole thing again eventually anyway. Now, coming up, I gotta make some adjustments to the IBC totes. I wanna show you guys the IBC totes here in a bit. Man, we got so much water. So much water in the poly tanks, so much water in the IBC totes. I can't wait to show you guys. Good morning, good morning. Everything is still looking good on the dome. Everything is still patched up, still a little wet. Everything's still a little soggy out here. But we didn't get those rains that we were supposed to get last night. We are just right below an inch, I think 0.9 inches. Let's go check it out. Yeah. Looks like 0.9 inches from all that water, just under an inch. And with not even an inch of rain, we were able to fill up those poly tanks, get a whole bunch of water in our IBC totes, and pretty much fill up that 55-gallon barrel. Okay, now granted, with this barrel, it did not just fill up from this tiny roof, but you know, I had to use a bunch of buckets and trays and everything like that, but that's still a lot of water from, you know, this tiny roof, some of the buckets we have laid out, and some of the mixing trays. I mean, you can't beat that. Of course, I still got to get that covered. I got to find a screen and get something over this. But over here by the IBC totes, this is the last thing I wanted to get done today. When it rains and this plug is screwed in, air can't really escape from the IBC totes. So both these IBC totes, I kind of get a bunch of air trapped in there and it kind of expands. So what I want to do is put in an overflow pipe, but it'll also be for air to escape when these things are filling up with water. And I don't want to leave this just open like that because, you know, mosquitoes. But I mean, look how much water we got in it. It's really bad with the paint. I think it had something to do with the birds because the birds like landing on here. I don't know, but these really got messed up. I'll have to repaint them at some point, maybe when the dry season comes around again. But because of it, we can actually see the water level in here. So these were both below 125 gallons, and now they're both above 175. So over 50 gallons of water in each of these things. 100 gallons of water in these IBC totes from this hacienda roof. I love it. But I'm just gonna get that overflow pipe attached real quick, and then these IBC totes should be ready to go. So I'm just gonna put an overflow air vent on these IBC totes real quick. Nothing complicated. I got this threaded PVC adapter. This odd elbow that I picked up, and at the time it was a mistake, but right now it'll help me out. And a little piece of 2-inch pipe, a screen, and a pipe clamp. First thing I'm gonna do is take out the cap, put in my threaded piece, put that right on top there. I'm not gonna glue any of these pieces. Means there might be a little bit of leakage, but I'm not too worried about it. And then that way I can always use some of these parts later if I want. I'm just gonna cut this off at just a little bit beyond the IBC tote over here, in case I want to throw an elbow on and run the water into a particular area. I'll just screen this up because keep all the bugs out. That's what you got to do. Make sure no bugs and debris get in. Of course, technically you want to make sure no light gets in either, but paint came off, what can you do? I mean, but this won't be used for drinking water anyway, so not a big deal. And so that's it. Just a few minutes and then it's done. Pretty easy. And now we're fully set up over here. So if we do get more rain and these totes fill up with water, we'll have a place for the air to vent out from these totes. And if we get enough water where they fill up, then we'll also have an overflow so that the water goes somewhere. I might end up directing this water someplace in the future, but for right now it'll water just a couple of the plants out here. These native plants need water too. So we are all ready to go. And I'll hang on to this cap, put this somewhere safe, because you never know when you might need these again. So in our last video we mentioned about how Jessica's dad has come down with COVID. He had a stroke because of it. Unfortunately, we don't have too much in the way of an update at this point. I believe he's still kind of in the same condition.
We'll be keeping everyone updated, but we really wanted to thank everyone for all your prayers and your kind words, and everyone who has given to the GoFundMe.
It has just been amazing. We are absolutely blown away by the support of this community. Thank you so much. I mean, when my own mom had passed away, I made a video about that, and the support that we got from you guys was just absolutely amazing. This time, you know, we put up a fundraiser to help out her dad and his family because they don't have the financial means right now to be dealing with this. And so the fact that so many people have been able to help them out financially has just been incredible. It's blown us away. Thank you guys so much. Words cannot describe how thankful we are. Thank you. So we collected over 1,500 gallons of water. Wow, that's impressive, right? Or is it? So the average American uses about 82 gallons of water a day. So if you add that up, if both of us were living in, like, say, a conventional way here in the US, we'd be using up to 5,000 gallons a month based on that average. So how far does 1,500 gallons get us off grid?
We figured on average we probably use less than 250 gallons a month.
What? From 5,000 down to 250. That is crazy. It's not an easily achievable goal, but due to kind of our minimalist lifestyle and how little we use water and how efficiently we use the water, it's definitely cut down our water use. In fact, I would say probably one of the biggest factors of our low water use is just going to composting our waste, to a human manure composting system. Flush toilets, if you think about it, use so much water in a day. So living out here in the desert with limited water capacity, that just saves us so much water.
And just being conscious of how we use it. You know, we're not leaving faucets running ever. Try to use as little water as we can. We try to make multiple uses out of our water. We have a gray water system, so all of our wastewater goes out to water plants.
And I'll tell you, it's very easy to be conscious of your water use when you can literally see all of your water supply right here.
It's kind of like having a water bank account. You can check. We see the water going in, we see it coming out, we can check it in the tanks, and we're always conscious of that.
Exactly, exactly. We built that rain roof, 2,200 square feet. That gets us a ton of water. 1,300 gallons per inch of water. And then we try and collect water off of every surface we can. Our shed collects water, our composting station collects water. Eventually I want to put a little roof on our shipping container so we can get water off of that.
Even the cistern we built, the roof of that can collect a little bit of water.
We'll be getting water off our domes. It is crazy. So, man, I am excited from all this rain. I am absolutely beside myself. So I hear our neighbors, talking about how much rain they're getting. We're not quite getting that much, but I mean, we've been able to collect so much even with the little bit of rain we have been getting. I got about 1,500 gallons of water just stored in these containers. That's amazing.
Wow, not even an inch of rain.
And of course, these rains, they kind of put us off on this build a little bit. We were hoping to get back into finishing off this cob course on the earthbag dome, but we weren't able to get to that. But we'll get to that soon. I'm excited. Well, I'm not excited about hauling those buckets up and down that ladder, but I'm excited about finishing.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to just finishing the dome.
Once we get this layer finished, we got a couple of additions that we're making to this particular layer, but then we're going right back into the bags. All right, so hopefully we get that rain. I'm excited. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and we'll catch you guys in the next video as we build up on this earthbag dome. All right, y'all. Later. Bye.